Well, as you can see, I'm back to mine now. There's George. He's been sitting there now about 3 days. I guess he's going to be sitting there a lot longer than that now. But we'll have a talk about him in a bit. And obviously there's the bus. We'll have a little talk about that as well, what I've done. Let's have a quick look around George. Obviously it's not just the engine what need sorting out with George. There's plenty of bodywork and there's plenty of other things need doing. Look at the oil that's even got on the back. You can see the patches all up this side. Look, this wheel arch. That is weird how that's come all up there, isn't it? Might give the bottom of the car a good coating with oil, which would be good. I was planning on sorting this and the sill out this week, but I'm going to leave that now until I sort out everything else we're doing. I don't know. Oh, George has got a horrible smell inside. Obviously the oil. Must have been oil fumes everywhere, and obviously the spray, and with it being on the engine that would have been hot. Let's just see if he's still locked up. It should be. Well, I mean it should be. He probably is, I mean. Yep, he is. Right, let's pop the bonnet. And have a little look round. See all the oil over here, which makes the paint look nice and black. Look quite black, wouldn't he? Right, as you can see down this right hand side from where I'm standing, which would be the left hand from sitting in the car, still pretty clean. Still got plenty of water in, so no problem with the water. Oil everywhere. But where does it actually come from? It's all up here on the side of the engine now. I don't think the head gasket went. It's all oil up here. It's like a whirled around in this area for some reason. I can't see why. I've got a feeling that could be this pipe here on top of the oil filter. I think that might be that join there by looking at the oil everywhere. But whatever's happened now, and I think that the engine on George is kaput, which is a shame really, because that was a good old engine. He says no. I had a look online. There is a couple of engines around a couple £100. Obviously you don't know the condition. People say they were okay when they removed them from the car. Do I take a chance on one? I probably will in the future, but not just yet. Because like I say, I haven't got the money at the moment to do anything. I think I just need a good clean up first. Yeah, and that's where we are with George, with no oil in him. Pull the dipstick out. Nothing. So it's obviously blew everything out. I just filled him up with fuel as well, hadn't I? See how much fuel is in him now. Couldn't have driven much far since I put the fuel in. No, obviously you didn't fill him right up, but didn't use a lot more fuel, did I? Oh well, it's no good moping about it. Just sort it out at some point, or make a decision whether, because of all the other work, got to work out whether it's going to be worth it. The problem is sentimental value with George, especially after getting him back a second time and saving him. I think I need to save him again and just keep using him as long as I can. Just use him. Right, let's go have a look at the bus. I'll show you what we've done with that. Just shut George up. So obviously I pulled the bus out the other week, and like I said, the end of this month we're going to be doing the Strumpshaw Steam Rally. There's a few places on here what's going to need doing, but that's not in the immediate. Probably this corner as well. If I poke it, that will be poked out. That'll come out easily. I wanted to sort this door out as well, where the split is. It's probably filler in there. But all in all, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Right, I'll go get a key and I'll show you what I've done with the diesel heater. Right then, in the beginning I wanted to put the diesel heater underneath one of the front seats or in the middle and run the vents through underneath these cupboards, blowing out into the back. The problem I had with that was where I was going to go through on the floor was too much in the way, and also I needed to vent the exhaust to that side of the van, so if we've got this door open and the heater's been on or whatever, don't want the fumes coming in. I then toyed with the idea of putting it, it's just my fish cushion, underneath those cupboards at that end and running the vent along and out here, but because I can't get to the floor without taking the cupboards out, I didn't want to be doing that, so I opted to put it underneath the seat or the bed here. It's got two vents, but this one is not connected up to the heat. It's purely for the colder air to go in. The reason being, when we got the bed and stuff out and the dog's with us, the dog sleeps down here. We put her basket down here and she sleeps down there at night. And if we have the heater on, I don't want this heater blowing out directly on her. Right, I've got the controller just up here on this door panel, so I can get to it easily when we're sitting in here, or if we're in bed I can just put my hand up and do it. But we have got a remote control, so I can just whack the remote control and sort that out. Let's show you where the heater is. Just move a couple of these cushions. Ta-da! There it is, under there. So I'll put it directly underneath the bed, and I've run the tube with the heat along there, and it comes out here. So it blows out nice hot air here. I've still got to tidy up after doing this, it's dirty. Well, I've drilled holes and stuff. But you get the gist, so the cold air will go in that end, hot air out this end. The fuses and stuff are under here for the electrics. Like I said, I'm not going to show you how to fit one because there's just too many videos on. Obviously I drilled the hole in the floor, I then put the plate on and I sealed that with some exhaust paste to make sure we got no fumes coming through. Then it's got a little gasket, then the heater's bolted down. I'll show you in a second outside where the exhaust and the inlet are. But I'm quite pleased with that. And the reason why I put that vent outside is because that's a small space where it's drawing the air. I'll make sure it draws the air in from inside the bus, so it circulates a bit. So that's the plan behind that. The other thing was where to put the fuel tank. I didn't really want it in this area because these vans are quite small. I couldn't really figure out anywhere to stick it apart from in the front behind the driver's seat. Let's get the door open and we'll go have a look. There it is, behind the driver's seat, bolted to this bulkhead behind that seat. I was worried I weren't going to have enough room, but that's not too bad. I can sit there okay and drive. And also it'd be easier when we want to fill the tank up. Now I can do it in the fuel station by just obviously open my door, stick the fuel directly in. In there at the moment was a 5 litre can I brought just to put in and test it out. Also, let me just bring the seat forward. Also, you can put the takeoff pipe out of the side, either side. There's a lot of flat space on that side for it to fit. But I've heard people saying after a while they'll leak no matter what you do. So I decided to put the adapter plate I got with it, what you can use in your diesel tank of your vehicle, and I put that through the top of this with some sealer and put the tube down in this just off the bottom, probably about here, so we don't drag up any crap. And that seems to be working fine, so I'm quite happy with that. Cloth out so I can lay down on the floor. So there's where the exhaust is coming out, on the opposite side of the vehicle, down there. And here's where the heater comes out from underneath the floor. Like I say, I've made a big hole so I could drop both pipes through and sealed it off with the plate because the floor's corrugated. Plenty of sealer, bolted it down nice and tight. This one here is the inlet, or the clean air going in. I need to cut that off. And that one obviously is the exhaust. This one here is the fuel line. Now what I've done, you can see better here, this is the actual fuel line. What I've done, I've put some tube over the top in places where it goes through the chassis along the front, and I had some plastic tubing which I put over here through the back up to this, to the fuel. This is the pump which ticks away, and that is the little filter. I did plan on changing this filter because some people say they're pretty rubbish. Originally when I first started putting it together, I had this filter inside the cab, and then I thought, hang on, if that do play up, that leak, I'm going to have a problem changing that without getting a spillage of diesel in the bus. And we all know it's hard to get rid of the smell of diesel, so that's why it's here, so I can easily get to it to change it if need be. But I'm going to leave it for a while as it doesn't seem any problem. We'll try it on our first camping trip at the end of the month. Well, let's go round and fire it up. Fire up with the remote actually. They are pretty noisy, but if it's between getting cold and a little bit of noise, I'd rather have that. Also, people say the ticking of the pump. So, like I say, this is early stages for us with the diesel heater. We ain't going to live in it, so it's only going to be the odd night. I ain't too worried, but if it does bother me, then I'll investigate how to quieten things down. Right, let's see if this will work today. You can see that's lit up on the control panel. You should be able to see it. It's not that bright actually. what'll happen is the glow plug will come on. You can hear the fan run a little bit. In a minute the pump will start, and then hopefully we'll fire up. According to this, it's between 7 and 8 degrees today. Definitely a bit colder than yesterday. It takes a little bit of time to get going, but apparently that's normal with these. Some people who show you how they work will start them off when they've already been started, so you ain't got to wait for all this time to kick in. If you see that's gone blank, that only stays there for a few seconds. You can see on there the fan is going. That's lit up red in there, very dull, but that's showing you the glow plug is lit. Until that reaches hot enough to ignite that fuel, then that will start. Can you hear the pump? And I can hear that it's ignited. The pump will slow down now to a tick. The air's blowing out here, but it's not hot yet, obviously it's cold air. It's already slightly warm, so it won't take long to heat that up. When they start on setting 3. It goes up to 5, I think, but in here, once it's been running, you probably only need on 1. It's just such a small area, little bus. It's a bit, I can smell a bit, but it's not burning fumes. It's probably just the heat, the smell of the heat, the hot air. We have got this. This is a detector for CO or carbon monoxide. I'll just test this working. It says it's on 0, so nothing to worry about. And if you look at this, every now and again you'll see a little green light flash. Doesn't do it very often, but that's just to show that that is working. It ain't going to do it now while we're looking at it, is it? There we go. That just shows that everything's okay. Obviously that'd go off if it wasn't. I think we'd always probably either have that cracked up a little bit anyway to circulate the air, or maybe the side window open a bit. We often have the window open, especially in the summer, circulate the air. Now already that is coming out quite hot. That's why I didn't want to put one that side, because I've got a T section. Because we're poor dog laying down there, we'd get boiling and we'd still be quite cool. Yeah, and that's why I've directed it this way, but you can turn it to where you want. But that is bellowing out there now. That won't take long to heat up in here. Let's go outside and show you the exhaust. There's the exhaust, you can hear that. It's quite hot coming out there, obviously. And there's the pump, you can hear it ticking away. And that's because that's on 7.3. If you put it higher, that will tick faster. And if I turn it down, that will tick less. But obviously where we're going to be camping, up in an open field at the showground, then yeah, this is going to be a must. We were pretty cold last time we went. Yeah, that's bellowing out, and that works well. There's one thing which worked out alright. So that's the diesel heater, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm looking forward to go camping. Like I say, Poor old George. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him yet, but time will tell. I think I'll keep him and eventually get him back on the road. I'll probably pick up another motor for him. So I'm going to leave this video here because I ain't got much else to tell you other than that. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for everyone for subscribing, and thanks for everyone who give us a like. It really helped my channel. Thanks very much. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.